I'm gonna be honest here, I used to hate Papu's Pyramid. Why? Well, mostly because of those goddamn Venus flytraps that would constantly eat me every time I got near them. However, looking at it now, I can come to the very accurate conclusion that
I used to be a complete idiot who couldn't play a game to save my life.
But yeah, because of my horrible nostalgic experience with this level, I really can't bring myself to put it any higher on this list. Aside from that, it's still a pretty good track. I really like the tempo design used for the track. The Venus flytraps, despite giving me a bad experience when I was younger, do serve as a unique and interesting obstacle for the course, and while they are easy to dodge, if they eat you, then they can really hurt your chances of winning the race. The track also has this game's second boss fight, Papu Papu, which is made much more enjoyable because of the track's design. And the music for the course not only fits nicely, but it's also catchy to listen to. In my opinion, the most memorable track in all of Crash Team Racing has to be Engine Labs. I mean, I really can't think of anything I don't remember about this track. From the boost tunnel to the barrels that crush you to get into their way, to even just basic track design, everything about this track is just memorable to me. Also, another reason why I like this track is that it's the home track of Dr. Engine, who is the main character I play as in Crash Team Racing whenever I play it. I know, biased, but still. But anyways, Engine Labs takes place in a lab-like area with pits of toxic waste everywhere, and all the other stuff I mentioned before. And this track has by far one of my favorite music tracks in the entire game. I mean, I could dance to this. In conclusion, I love this track, and I can only think of two other tracks that I love even more.
Dear Nitrous Oxide.
Fuck you!
Seriously though, Oxide is one of my most hated characters out of the entire Crash series. But he seriously makes a dang good racetrack. Oxide Station takes place on a space station, and I love me some space. Shut up. Anyways, this is the track where you race the final boss, main antagonist, and sore loser of Crash Team Racing, Nitrous Oxide. And I feel that this is the hardest track in the entire game, and you really need to have mastered the game's mechanics at this point, or else you will fall far behind. And since this track is in space,
If you say that one more time, I'm going to kill you.
there are jumps that defy gravity and send you flying. This doesn't really add much to the gameplay, but goddamn is it fun. Also, the music, kick-ass. So what more can I say about Oxide Station? Well, I guess other than...
Don't say I didn't warn you.
These entries that the tracks give you a lot of great opportunities to use the mechanics of the game to your advantage. Well, those are nothing compared to how much Sewer Speedway lets you do it. Sewer Speedway takes place in a sewer-like setting with obstacles that you need to avoid, such as pitfalls and barrels that continuously roll and defy the laws of motion. Isaac Newton's probably rolling in his grave right now. While there are certain areas in the previous tracks that allow you to use boosting and drifting to your advantage, in this track, the entire track allows you to do so, similar to the more recent 3D Sonic games in a way. And it also has one of the hardest shortcuts to get to in the entire game. But it's worth it if you can make it, as you get a pretty decent lead. Also, the music is awesome. What more can I say? Skyway takes place in the middle of an airship fleet that's in the frickin' sky. And I've always loved sky-themed locations in media, even though I have a huge fear of heights and wouldn't actually want to be in one. I wonder if this track is anywhere near Skyloft, Columbia, or Cloudsdale. But anyway, since this track takes place in the sky, as you might have guessed, it's the easiest track to fall off in the entire game. And this track also has this game's penultimate boss fight, Pinstripe, who I find to be pretty challenging to race, but fun nonetheless. Also, the hardest shortcuts in the entire game take place in this track, and they are the most rewarding as a result. And the music for this track is good, as you might have guessed, and okay, I'm just being redundant. Now, let's get to